I'm blowing up the High Noon. I'm blowing up the High Noon. Let's get Red Emblem. If we get Red Emblem, we probably just can't lose. Do I get this though? I don't think I get this. Let me shuffle. Yeah, GG. They realize. Hello everyone, it's your favorite Jedi. I'm the Control Guy and I'm back with another video for you guys. It's the night of Halloween, not out trick-or-treating. I'm in my basically basement playing Magic the Gathering. Let's go. I put a poll up the other day asking you guys what you guys want to see, because I kind of hit diamond last season with my show and tell deck. I didn't push the mythic in the end. Sorry, there's a fly. I didn't push the mythic in the end. I probably could have though. I got like up to like diamond 3, one game away from diamond 2, and then I stopped playing. So yeah, could have probably pushed for mythic. Couldn't be asked. Just didn't have the time to. But yeah, literally in 2 sessions I went from like gold to diamond. So yeah, pretty insane deck. But I'll play a different video. It's coming though, as I promised, because I chose you guys to pick a side and you guys went literally exactly 50-50. I have not seen that yet. That's crazy. So yeah, today I'm going to be playing something else. I'm going to be playing a 4-color deck. So yeah, let's pretty much get right into it. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Really appreciate it. We are literally 8 subs away from 1,000 subs, which is insane. Can't wait. You guys have brought me this far. Let's keep it going. That being said, let's get straight into this deck tech and discuss what we're playing today. Alright, so today we are playing a deck I call Noon Exploration. It's a 4-color control deck, which is basically High Noon meets Wrenn and Six Exploration, Crucible of Worlds, strip you out of the game. It's literally High Noon control, High Noon control with the good old Reprieve, Remand, but then our end game, instead of just burning you out with High Noon, we lock you out with Strip Mine, which is right there. So yeah, pretty simple idea. Does it always work? Not always. We are a deck that is trying to cast Wrenn and Six, blue spells, and white spells, so gonna be pretty hard. Our mana base looks like it as well. I opted here to play Basic Forest and Basic Island. With Basic Forest, you can Boseiju, Blood Moon. Although I will say, this deck kind of is a little weak to Magus of the Moon. But with Magus of the Moon, if all your lands are red, then the High Noon activation can kill the Magus of the Moon. And then with Basic Forest under Blood Moon, you can also play Wrenn. Your choice if you want to play a Basic Plains. Sometimes I miss it, sometimes I feel like it's not necessary. But yeah, Basic Plains is very risky in this deck because it doesn't cast their cantrips and it doesn't cast Wrenn, and it doesn't cast Exploration. It literally only does your white spells. But yeah, that's the deck. Now, I will say right off the bat, this deck was, I would say, like mid of tier 1. Not tier 0, not a heavy hitter, but mid of tier 1 like 2-3 weeks ago when I made it. My bad. This is the lazy control guy backlog. I've not played this. I've never recorded this deck, even though I made it to make a video with, right? So I kind of suggested this deck to you, and now I'm here playing because you guys wanted to see it. But I will say, some cards have been added to Arena. Namely, the 2 important ones are Seething Song and Fire Blast. Now, they both are red cards, but they both make 2 different decks suddenly pop into the meta. With Fire Blast, suddenly Burn is way more like present now in the meta, Mono Red Burn. The problem with this deck, with High Noon in general against Mono Red Burn, is if they play a Monastery Swift Spear on turn 1 and you never answer it, that Swift Spear will probably kill you, because every time on your turn you have to probably bounce or like bounce counter a burn spell, and they can just keep attacking you for 1 and eventually you'll die. Big problem. Swift Spear also has 2 toughness, so Wrenn can't kill it. Your lands, obviously you have the cool land loops, but there's no land loop that gains you life or anything, and I'm not putting a Radiant Fountain in my mana base. I don't think that's worth it. Yeah, literally you just have to hope to draw your removal spells and somehow beat them. That deck is pretty bad for this deck. Not the end of the world, because obviously they can't burn you out in 1 turn, but the thing is that deck goes empty-handed anyway. What you really want to be playing against with High Noon are these greedy decks that try to fill their hand up and then just can't cast their spells, right? Your show and tells and your value decks, Quantum Riddler, stuff like that. That's what you want to play against with this deck. That being said, the other card that was released is Seething Song. Now, Seething Song itself isn't really a problem. Storm, for example, doesn't really play it, and even if it did, we are amazing against Storm. We are really, really bad, and I mean really bad against Sneak Attack. Sneak Attack is a deck that will just eat you alive. And Seething Song, on turn 3, it's basically their show and tell, right? They make 5 mana, they play Sneak Attack and activate it. So the problem about High Noon is that it doesn't care about activated abilities. So Sneak Attack, 1 spell, they activate it, boom, you're dead. Emrakul the Aeon's Torrent is attacking you and you're annihilating 6. So yeah, really bad for this deck. So obviously when you're playing control, right, you kind of have to adapt to the meta. Like, your decks will just change over time. Like, the thing about control versus combo and aggro tries to kill you as much as possible. Combo tries to do their thing and win the game on their own terms. So these decks don't really change when the meta changes. They will just get stronger cards that they add to their deck, and then that's it. Control can't play like that. Control kind of has to adapt to what's even being played at the moment. Because a card like High Noon, for example, is really, really good when the meta is combo and Storm combo, Show and Tell combo, Oopsal spells, and maybe other control decks. That's where High Noon shines, because it slows the game down and you can now do your thing. But when the meta is suddenly aggro and a combo deck that just kills you in 1 spell and 1 activation, like Sneak Attack, this card isn't very good. So I will play this deck. I'll give you some rounds. I might even play it in rank because I'm back down to gold because the rank reset because it's the last day of the month. But trust me, right now this deck is falling down to tier 2. It's really not that good anymore. It was pretty good as I played it, as I originally made it. But now High Noon has just been pushed back out of the meta. It's just not worth it. Not that High Noon was ever meta, but High Noon was a really good anti-meta card as everyone was playing Show and Tell. And now it's just no one's playing Show and Tell anymore, really. Well, that's a lie. Everyone's still playing Show and Tell, but there's now decks in the format that will just destroy you off of it. And also, Show and Tell, there's also the Sneak and Show deck in Towners now. So they'll Show and Tell, you put in High Noon, they put in Sneak Attack, and they activate and kill you. Because again, Sneak Attack doesn't care about the fact that you can't cast another spell this turn. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but oh well. Other than that, obviously we have Glacierwood Siege and Crucible of Worlds to loop strip mines with explorations, which means we can just destroy all their lands. And the idea here as well is that High Noon, obviously only 1 spell a turn. Wrenn and Six, you get to really slow the game down with High Noon, so you get to Wrenn and Six emblem. When you have the emblem, suddenly your bounce spells can just be cast from the graveyard with land by discarding lands. So you're just constantly gonna. It's a hard lock. It's infinite turns. The minute you have High Noon and Wrenn emblem and one of these in the graveyard, it's infinite turns because they will never be able to resolve a spell because you will always discard a land to bounce their spell back to their hand and draw a card. Obviously, this is limited by the amount of cards you have in your deck, but yeah, you get the picture. And then we have 1 Uro just for life gain and a threat to actually kill them with if they actually need killing. If they don't concede to the lock, you can either kill them with Uro or burn them out with High Noon. And that's pretty much the deck, so let's jump right into the games, shall we? Yeah, this deck struggles against creatures, really bad. I go first. I have swords in my hand, I got a strip mine and Wrenn, so obviously you gotta make a lot of color decisions in this deck. I think what I'm supposed to do here is I'm supposed to fetch a red source and then ponder, so that I can maybe hit a land drop. Because Scalding Charm doesn't fetch. I don't have a. Do I have a blue-green source? I don't think I have a breeding pool in this deck. Nope, I don't have a breeding pool in this deck, so I'm gonna fetch a Steam Vents here. And then play Ponder off of Steam Vents. I find lands. That's Crucible. I mean, I'll take this, I think. I think I will draw this now, draw this next turn, put the island in the bin with Meticulous Archive. So decline. Okay, I can't cast Wrenn yet, but that's fine. What are they playing here? Crop Rot into what? Strip Mine? What are you crop rotting into? Crop Rot into Misty Rainforest. Okay. Into what? breeding pool into hydroponics. That's pretty good. I think I just want to resolve. I guess I get to ponder here. Let's see what I can find. I find nothing good, so let me shuffle, take action. Found a fetch, so I get to actually kill the hydroponics here. I think killing hydroponics is good here. Gonna do it off of a green source, even though this kind of like opens me up to wasteland. I say wasteland even though it's strip mine, but yeah, this kind of opens me up to strip mine. Let's hope. Okay, they have Wrenn. They don't have a strip though, which is actually quite good for me. Okay, we get to play the Wrenn game here then, because I'm now gonna strip mine them, take their blue, and then I'm gonna Wrenn. And now the difference between us is I'm ahead here in the Wrenn game because they are getting their lands back. I'm getting strip mine back. So now, yeah, they have to put a land into play every turn. I get to put a strip mine into play every turn. And eventually they'll run out of fetchables. So they need actual spells here. Let's see what their spells do. They're one loyalty ahead of me, but I'm like, I have the strip mine and they don't. Get back reading pool. Play Misty Rainforest though. Okay. Okay, I draw Reprieve. I'm gonna do the thing. Sacrifice. Do that. Get back strip mine. And I have Reprieve here, so if they try to cast a spell, I can Reprieve it. Because they're kind of mana gated right now. We're both going to play on 2 lands until one of us is done. And his Wrenn crop rotates from the graveyard with the emblem, my Wrenn ponders. So I would argue my Wrenn might be better. If I draw an exploration, it's so over though as well. Basic island, that's great. Get back to fetch land. Play the fetch land. Yeah. He's actually just gonna struggle for the rest of the game until I feel like I've had enough. I could Boseiju their Misty Rainforest here, force them to fetch. But they only get that back anyway. Force them to fetch. Is that correct here? I don't think so. Oh, okay, well, that's amazing. I think I do this first. No, I strip mine them first because then they can't have just straight up counterspell. Pass so the mana goes away. Brainstorm, that's fine. Use their mana, I'll get the strip mine back. And then I will pay 1 and exile their Wrenn. Yeah, that's pretty good for me. Now you can't get your lands back, now you have to have natural lands in your hand. I am gonna Boseiju a fetch land here. This guarantees that there's gonna be a land in play that I can strip mine. I don't want them getting above 2 mana. Yep, fetch. And they're dead. Cool. So I just literally this is what this deck does, right? I land lock you. Like I lock you out of playing the game by like just locking your mana base down. I don't know how many fetchables they actually have left for Misty in the deck. Probably like 1 or 2 more. But we've already taken their stomping ground, their breeding pool, their island, and their forest. That might be most of the fetches they can actually fetch because they're playing a hydroponics deck, so they have a lot of actual just fetch lands, so they can fetch strip mines with hydro. So yeah, we did some work there. I think that was pretty good showing of what this deck is supposed to do, right? So yeah, we just locked them out. we will eventually draw, like, we don't even need High Noon this game. This game is just a Wrenn game. We're going to Emblem Wrenn, and then we can just Reprieve every turn, and then never going to cast a spell for the rest of the game, while we keep getting back Strip Mines with Wrenn and keep destroying all their lands. GG. Opponent goes first. Okay. Opponent goes first. If they don't have a Ragavan on turn 1, this hand is very good. Like, it just lets me dump my resources. So let's hope they don't have, like, a Ragavan here. That's not a Ragavan, but that's going to be Boots spells. That's even worse. Well, guess I've lost. Oh, green. Okay. Don't see that very often. Okay, well. This is probably the worst possible start they could have had against my deck here. I get to Wrenn and Six and High Noon this turn. Next turn. Or Wrenn and Six and Prismatic Ending. Please don't just do nothing again. What are they targeting my land for? Disruptive Flute. How do you know? But how do you know, you know? How do you know? What are you naming? How do you know? Strip Mine. How do you know, bruh? Alright. Wrenn and Six. Do I care? Do I care about this? Not yet, I have Prismatic Ending, right? I think I'd rather High Noon, make sure they can only play one spell a turn. High Noon, make it so they only have one spell a turn, and then see what we draw. Ice to Karn. Okay, sure. Well, I can make 4 colors of mana. Karn can die here. What can they do? What are they getting here? Probably Liquor Metal, if I had to guess. Liquor Metal, I guess. The One Ring. Okay, well, I drew a land. Nope. Undo. You have to make blue. You make red. You make white. Kill this guy. And then I will fetch. Fetch a Surveil land. They have the ring, but I have High Noon, so they don't get more than one spell a turn, so I don't actually really care about the ring that much. Like, if they want a ring so bad, they can. There he is, but there's no lands down there for you to get, so I'm actually not that worried. I love that it still gets to grow even though it didn't get a land back. That is fair design. I'm gonna bin that, I don't need more land. Exploration. Might as well play it, I guess. Oh, I got the wrong fetch land, oops. Oh shoot, I didn't kill it. That sucks. Do I? Yeah, no, I don't blow up High Noon here. That was a mistake. I don't know why I played Exploration. I was supposed to kill this guy. That was a mistake. What is this? Okay. Dust Bowl. Cool. Destroy target non-basic land. I can get it back with Wrenn. I'm blowing up the High Noon. I'm blowing up the High Noon. Let's get Wrenn Emblem. If we get Wrenn Emblem, we probably just can't lose. Do I get this though? I don't think I get this. Let me shuffle. Yeah, GG. They realize. Yeah, I'm just gonna get Wrenn Emblem here, and then I just win. Like, I don't like mono green land destruction. Bruh. Get out of here. Yeah, they're gonna tap out every turn, and I'm just gonna get a land back every turn. I get to play 2 lands a turn. I'm gonna shuffle this away and just. Oh, I can get to see my deck. Cool. Yeah, I was gonna get anything else, anything other than that removal spell. Taking out Karn is cool. I like Prismatic Ending for that, but yeah. GG. They realize that if I just Wrenn Emblem, they just probably can't win. Because I just get to cast a spell every turn. So GG. Alright, this hand. Opponent goes first. I have double Ponder, double Strip Mine, Swords of Plowshares. Technically speaking, this hand is actually not bad, so I will keep it. It's very risky because I'm a 4-color deck starting on 1 land, but let's see. If they play a survey land here, I'm strip mining. If they play a creature, I'm swordsing. If I play nothing, I'm doing nothing. Delver of Secrets. I drew the natty Hallowed Fountain. That's pretty good. Now, do I do this now in case of Dash Ragavan, or are they going to protect this Delver? I'm taking a risk here. If they Dash Ragavan, they got me, but I'm taking a risk here. The reason why is I don't want them to just be able to protect that Delver with counter magic for the rest of the game. So I'm hoping that they don't have another threat here. And the gamble paid off. Okay. Now I get to ponder. That is good. That's good. Decline. Then I get to Temple Garden, Exploration. They can counter this, but they might not. They didn't, so I get to strip mine them. Boom, their head explodes. Yeah, so you get these cool lines with this deck where you just have so many weird options because of all the colors you have access to. They were probably not expecting random exploration strip mine out of a blue-white start deck, but this deck was literally Source of Plowshares into Ponder. They were probably not expecting Temple Garden strip mine into next turn. I can Pinnacle Starcage and strip mine them, so even if they have multiple threats, I can Pinnacle Starcage. Or I can just Brainstorm fetch, completely reset my hand, strip mine them. Yeah, like I have so many options here, and they're just like, wow, okay. Thankfully, my gamble paid off. They didn't find that second threat. They only had 1 threat in their hand, and probably the rest was just protection. So yeah, lucky me. But yeah, GG. And we're back for the post-game chat. And yeah, not too long of a video today. I mean, I showed you guys the concept of this deck. It's unfortunately falling out of the meta already. Like, I wouldn't recommend crafting anything for this deck. If you have the cards lying around because you bought Anthology and whatever, give it a try. Maybe you can find a way to make it better, but I don't think High Noon is the way forward at the moment. Sneak Attack, we didn't play against today, but it's abysmal. The matchup against Sneak Attack is horrible. They will literally just play mana for like 2 turns, and then they'll play Sneak Attack, activate it, and kill you, right? Really not great. Because also Swords also can't target Emrakul the Ounce Torn, so there's literally nothing you can do about a Sneak Attack. You also have a bad matchup against Burn, because again, if they just have 1 creature in play, you have to use your turn to answer that creature, and then on their turn they'll play another one, you bounce it, and then on your turn they'll burn you, and like they naturally will pull ahead because they're playing against your life total while you're trying to assemble a lock that takes their lands out, which they can win on 1 land. So really bad deck for you to face. Against Burn, you just want to find Uro as fast as possible and just stick it and like protect Uro. But yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. I think currently the meta for control is going to gravitate back towards drawing a lot of cards and gaining life. So I've already thought about a deck that I want to make but I don't have the wild cards for yet. I want to make some Burnt Beanstalk with Quantum Riddler. That's going to be really good, I think, because you get to play Solitudes for life gain, you have Quantum Riddler as a blocker, you get to play Uro in that deck, you get to play Oko in that deck. I think that's going to be really good. It's just getting there, right? I don't have the wild cards. I don't have any Quantum Riddlers. I have one Mythic wild card, but I'm not going to use it yet because I think Force of Negation is going to be Mythic. So these wild cards are all reserved for Force of Negation. But yeah, that being said, the deck is still pretty fun, even though it's like obviously not like the highest tier. Only problem obviously is that there is no real unserious timeless queue where you can play this. Like, unfortunately, yeah, everyone's tryharding. People are playing Usos Balance and Play Queue and Timeless, so it is just what it is. Obviously, because Timeless is like, it's the tryhard format, so everyone's tryharding, which is, it's not a bad thing, I don't mind it. I like that there's always a competitive environment to play in. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend playing this deck in Ranked. I wouldn't recommend playing this deck at the moment. When things change again, Force of Will, Force of Negation might make this deck better, for example. But yeah, at the moment, wouldn't recommend it. That being said, that's pretty much it for the deck tech. Not much more to say. Obviously, there's like a lot of like niche little nuancey situations where you fetch exactly the right color and you can then exploration into strip mine into blah blah blah, or you have prismatic ending for 4, or you can pop your Hainu and then bring back Uro. Like there's really cool situations with this deck, and I like how much you have to think ahead. When you start the game with Windswept Heath, Flooded Strand, you have to already know what lands you're fetching, just in case you draw the Wrenn and Six. Say you, for example, have fetch lands and swords in hand. What land are you fetching? Are you fetching Elegant Parlor to Surveil? Are you fetching Ketria Triome for colors, but then you can't swords? Do you want to be able to, like, I love that. I love that thought process. And that's why this deck also doesn't have mana drain, by the way. No mana drain, no counterspell. That's because we don't want double blue in our deck. Like, we really don't. The only double pip cards are the board wipes, and they have to be. That's why we have like a little more white leaning over here. But yeah, yeah, that's pretty much the deck though. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let's go open a pack and get out of here. Alright, so we are going to be opening Edge of Eternity's Mythic packs because I want Quantum Riddler. So yeah, let's go. Oh, our next wildcard is Mythic as well. That's actually pretty cool. So I can just open 6 packs and then I'll get a free Mythic. So we'll have 2 Mythics. That's 2 Force Negations ready. That's really nice. So let's open this pack and see what we get. Boom! Alright, we didn't get Scam. We did get a double Mythic, which means we're going to get a bonus sheet land. I think the bonus sheet is usually below. Hey, we got our 4th Strip Mine. Now that is already an amazing pack. Okay, we have 4 Strip Mines now. That's really sick. And the top card? I don't know who you are, and you're not relevant. Spells you cast have Affinity Fart. Wait, that's actually kind of broken, no? Red-white Affinity Fart effects. Okay, well, it's not good because he's a 6-drop, but that's in a broken text box. Like, holy shit. Well, anyway, that being said, we got a Strip Mine, which this pack is amazing. God pack, basically. We got a Strip Mine, we'll take it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me for now. I can't record another video tonight because it's late and I have work tomorrow, but I will probably be recording the show and tell video right after this, so like tomorrow-ish, and then I'll try to edit these as fast as possible, get them out for you guys, so you guys get to see the light side and the dark side. This video was the light side, can't wait to see you on the dark side. And yeah, we are literally rapidly approaching 1K. After 1K, Discord, Patreon, all sorts of stuff's gonna open and gonna happen. Don't forget, even like with Patreon, I'm not gonna like ever make content that is unique that you can't see as a free viewer. I say Patreon because obviously I want to make some money off of this channel so that I can like, you know, do it more often. But I'm not trying to gatekeep you guys. Patreon is gonna get uncut videos so that you get to see the videos, the matches that I cut out because they weren't interesting because I lose. You get to see like between matches a little bit of commentary, nothing too crazy, so that you're never actually missing out if you're not a Patreon, because I don't expect you to pay me. Don't expect that at all. It's just for extra support for anyone who can afford it, you know, to throw me a couple bucks so I can make more videos. But yeah, more of that in the 1K sub special video. So yeah, I'll see you guys there. And literally 8 subs away. It could be this video, it could be next video, it could be in 4 videos. I have no idea. Absolute cinema though. Absolutely love you guys. You guys are the best. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm the Control Guy, and I bid you all farewell. Peace.